Good morning, students. Next topic, priority queue. In priority queue, elements are sorted based on priority. The most important element appears first and the least important appears last. Priority queues are used in operating system for load balancing to determine which programs should be given more priority. So actually, priority queue, that means the elements are arranged based on the queue in a priority. So which element has first priority? Okay, so that element is arranged in first. Then after arranged the priority based on. Okay, so each and every elements are arranged in priority. Which element has the first priority, second priority, third priority, and so on. Okay, so all elements are arranged in order in a queue. So which type of arrangements? That means priority. The most important element. So which element, to find which element is the most important element. Okay, so that element appears first. Okay, then next here to given the diagram of queue. So that is both ends are there, that means front end and rear end. Okay, front end and rear end. Okay, so this is front end, then this is rear end, that means back end. Okay, so what are the elements are arranged here? So 100, 500, 750 and 900. So these are the elements arranged in priority based. Okay, so front end is called remove, that means the deck. Then back end, the rear end is called NQ, that means enter element into the queue. Then front end is always remove the elements from the front end queue, so that is deck. Actually, what is that? Delete an element from the queue, so the process is called deck. Okay, DQ or deck. Okay, how you maybe pronounce any type. Okay, so this is a priority queue. So what is the main concept of priority queue? All elements are arranged in priority based. Okay, then next here given one example Java program to arrange the elements in order based on the priority. Okay, first to import the Java utilization package, then after to open the class. Okay, class name is create priority queue. Okay, then after to open the function, that means calling function public static void main of string arguments. Then next after to create the queue. Okay, so actually what is the queue? Listen here, priority queue, then integer numbers equal new. So new is the operator almost used in OOP concept languages. So new, why we use new? Because to create the memory allocation. New is the operator used to create the new memory space. For what purpose? To arrange the elements in the order. That means all elements are stored in memory based on the queue based, that is priority queue. Okay, so here add the elements 750, 500, 900 and 100. So these are the elements added into the stack. Then after priority queue, so here is the concept priority, that means remove the elements. Remove the elements. Why? Because these elements are arranged in order based on the priority. Okay, so to apply the statements, that means while of not equal to, that means numbers is empty of, that means until empty of the queue. Okay, that much of time. Okay, how many elements are removed from the queue? How many elements? Then if you have 5 elements, then 5 elements are removed from the queue, then after it will be arranged in priority based. So here two processing is there, and first process is enter the element into the queue, then second process is DQ, that means delete elements from the queue. What purpose? If you delete elements from the queue, then only you can arrange the elements in priority based. Okay, so all elements are add here, then this block only to remove the elements. Okay, then after to arrange the elements. So this is your output. Okay, so this is one of the example of numbers used in priority based queue. Okay, then another example completely based on the string manipulation. So that is also the same concept of priority based. So here is the given example: Lisa, Robert, John, Chris, Angelina, Joe. Okay, so these are the elements are enter into the queue. Okay, so the all elements are different order. Okay, then after to analyze which element can carry the first priority. Okay, so here then Angelina is the first priority. Okay, so first enter the elements into the queue, then after to analyze, then priority, which element can carry you the first priority. So you pick up that element is first priority. Okay, so that element is removed from the queue, then after put into order. Okay, so Angelina is the first priority, then after alphabetical order: Chris, Joe, John, Lisa and Robert. Okay, so this is one of the alphabetic order, but most of the elements otherwise functions. For example, operating system. All functions in operating system must be arranged in priority based. Okay, so which process can carry the first priority? Okay, so that process must be executed first, then after that next process. Okay, so you know about well idea about the concept of operating system. That means you are already studied about more than one algorithms are there. So which process can carry the first priority? So the priority queue commonly used in operating system, because it can be used to determine the process, then which process can carry the first priority, then after, and so on. Okay, then so this is the one of the example of string concept. String concept, then how can arrange the elements in queue, in a queue based on the priority. Okay, so in this block, so the elements are complex, that means disorder. Then how can arrange in order? So priority queue means, so which element, so that is not a ascending or descending order, so that is not a concept. Okay, so which element can carry the first priority, so that is an important thing. So the output is ascending order A, B, C, like that. Okay, but which process can carry? Sometimes the process Robert can carry the first priority, so that element is removed from the queue, so that is a first priority. Okay, so the main concept of priority queue is depend upon which element can carry first priority. Okay, so that is the concept. So priority queue. So here gives some advantage and disadvantage of stacks and queues. So pros and cons. Okay, advantages and disadvantages of stack and queue. So first, it is easy to implement and logical for beginners. Queues are flexible. Okay, then it allows you control how memory is allocated, easier to use than queues. Okay, so this is the concept of queue stack. This is the concept of queue. Okay, what is the advantages of stack, then what is the advantages of queue? Okay, so always stack is very easy to implementation. Okay, because what, push and pop, so the both process is always top of the stack. So that is very simple concept, then easiest way to understand the concept. Okay, then it allows you to control how memory is allocated, so we can control the memory. Okay, allocation and deallocation, so both processes are very simple in stack. Then so stack is very easier than queues. Okay, then what are the advantages of queue? Queue is flexible. Okay, so they can handle multiple data types. Okay, so listen, very important point. So the queue must be handle multiple data types. Okay, data in queues are fast and optimized. So queue is a very efficient task. Then what are the disadvantages? Okay, stack is flexible or neither flexible nor scalable. Okay, so sometimes if it is flexible, then sometimes it is not flexible, then the scalable, the scale of the stack is also high, so that is a disadvantage. Then random access to element in a stack is nearly impossible. Random access means what? So if you have access any data in middle position or first half or second half or third half, okay, so if you can access any data from the stack, so that is not possible, because all data's insertion and deletion is always top of the stack, so that is not possible. Okay, so inserting or removing elements from the middle is complex. Okay, so in a queue, then we cannot insert the data into the in the middle stage of the queue, so we cannot remove the data from the middle stage of the queue, so that is the biggest disadvantage. Okay, so queues are not readily searchable, so if you search any element from the queue, so that is also complexity. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of stacks and queue. So in this video, just define the priority queue. Okay, so you are already know about the concept of queue, what is the queue, then what are the operations of queue. Okay, then here you are studying different types of queues are there. Then first previous video already explained the circular queue, then in this video explain the priority queue, then after to advantages and disadvantages of stacks and queues. Okay, it's a very simple concept, just refreshing of these videos. Okay, thank you.